Hey y'all, my name is Shan. Welcome to Cozy Womb Podcast. This is a series for Black fathers because Black fathers matter. Black fathers matter to me. Black fathers matter to my children. Black fathers matter when it comes to my brothers, my mentors, my friends. They matter because they set the tone for who our children look up to. They set the tone for how men, women, children, and other elderly people feel protected, feel like, everything they've struggled for was for a good cause because they've seen who they've become. And I want to, I just want to shine a light on them and hear from them in a perspective that sometimes goes unheard because no one cares to ask. Sometimes people look at fathers as if, oh, that's nothing. They're supposed to do that. Why would we, thank you for doing something you're automatically supposed to do? You shouldn't look for any, praise or any thank yous for that. That's standard. That's the basics. Do what you're supposed to do. But when you have a father that's there, that's consistent, that's available, that's attentive, that's caring, that's thoughtful, versus an absent father, versus a father that thinks his life and his now is more important than the child's future. There's a difference. There's a clear difference. And I just want to show appreciation. So this series, I've interviewed many fathers from different places, different backgrounds. And I really just want to pick their brains with different questions. So thank you for listening to Cozy Womb Podcast, and I hope you enjoy.
Hey, it's Anya Dula, and I am the host of Intercultured with Anya Dula. Intercultured with Anya Dula is a podcast that focuses on motherhood, culture, birth work, and travel. And it's just a place for women to come together to discuss our philosophies on motherhood, to discuss our work and birth work, if that's what we do, but mainly to bring women of all different cultures together so that we can talk about how we mother, how we #do motherhood, so that we can learn from one another and learn to love each other. That's really what it's all about. I hope you'll join us. Intercultured with Anya Dula podcast is available on all the major podcast stations. I hope you'll join us. Can't wait to connect.
Here we go.
Back to the show.
Back to the show.
All right, this is Cozy Womb Podcast. This is episode 23 with one of my mom's children, my favorite. I have my brother Rich. Do you want to say hello?
Hello to who?
To whoever's going to listen.
Hello to whoever's going to listen.
Okay. So he's trying to sneak my questions, so I have to hide my questions. Can you state your age?
I think I'm 44.
44. How do you feel? How old do you feel?
How old do I feel?
Yes.
I feel as old as my youngest girlfriend.
All right, we're going to end that there. How many kids do you have?
I have 2 kids of my own, but I'm responsible for 6.
I think he's lying. Let's just say 2 kids and then some. Just because
I'm responsible for
I don't know any kids you don't take care of. And where were you born?
I was born in Kingston, Jamaica.
Okay. So,
Fortunately.
my first question for you is, what does being a father mean to you?
What does being a father mean to me? It means the world to me, number one, because I didn't have a father growing up. So I think I took it as a job that I have to accomplish in a way, you know what I'm saying, where my kids turn out to be best kids, basically.
Okay. And I have a fill in the blank. Growing up as a kid, my dad was blank.
Missing.
Okay. Hold on, Ari's invading. What do you want, Ari? What? Go put that in the trash and get. Fill in the blanks. Go. Thank you for giving Anya one. Go. And shut the door. Shut the door, Arya. Third question. Fill in the blank. I choose to be different from my father because
it was rough growing up in Jamaica without a father, basically. My uncles were there, my grandfather was there, but it wasn't the same. I didn't know what it meant to have a father.
Did you see other friends you had with
yes,
that?
I had a couple of friends that I think their childhood was more more fun because their parents were present. But yeah, some of my cousins, their dad was around. I always wanted to have that feeling of having a dad.
So at what age did you know, or did you choose to say, if I could ever be a father, I'd be different?
I think it was, I would say probably about 14, like 13, 14. Because I think at that age I had a lot of responsibilities, and I wish I had a dad to just take me out of that situation sometimes. All
right, now next question. Growing up, we already did that. Okay. I know you see your personality in your sons. How do you teach them to control different levels of your personality within them? Like, I know Javon is like very caring and nice and giving, but I've never seen Javon like angry. But then you have Jaden on the flip side, where I've seen Jaden angry, but again, Jaden is also caring. So how do you teach them to like balance that out?
I always tell them both to always see the good in people. You know what I'm saying? You don't judge. You can't judge a book by the cover. You will never get to know a person until you let a person in. So I think they see how I deal with people. They see what how people could get me angry, and I think they sometimes they bounce off of that, basically. So I don't know. I guess they learn to control it by seeing some of the outcomes when stuff that happen with me when I get angry.
Okay.
So I think they bounce stuff off of that and be different sometimes.
Okay. Being that you weren't born and raised in America, do you think Americans waste their opportunities compared to how you see life in Jamaica?
Yes.
In what way?
I mean, in opportunities as far as what?
Opportunities as far as, you being raised in Jamaica and you saw what your limits were as far as being a kid in Jamaica or a teenager, and then you see what the teens have here, and they just don't, they don't pursue it, or they're not eager to.
Yeah, I think coming from Jamaica, it makes us a little bit more hungry, and a lot of the opportunities that kids have here, or teenagers have here in America, we didn't have that in Jamaica, or we had to pay for some of those chances to do certain things. In America, it's a lot of stuff is free, or easily attained, basically, and I think a lot of American kids take it for granted.
Okay. My 7th question for you is, can you give me 5 must-dos for any father raising aware children?
Aware?
Yeah.
How do I say weird? 5 must-do.
Yeah.
I think you must listen to your kids. Must have one-on-one time with your kids. You must explain in full details any questions they ask. And that's what, 3?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm stuck on 3.
Well, I feel like you had a perfect experience, with Javon and his car, and the whole situation with the police pulling them over and his license and all of that. Like, you already had the conversation with him.
Yeah, I always tell him that I mean, it's a cop may violate you, but it's easier. It's going to be best to fight him while you're alive. Fight your battle while you're alive. Don't give him a reason to harm you. Try to be as humble as possible, respectful as possible, and try to get out of that situation. And then you could fight the legal battles after that. But you can't fight it when you're dead, basically.
Okay. 2 things I wish I could change for the opportunity for better fathering to happen. What are those 2 things?
2 things what?
2 things that you wish you could change for the opportunity for better fathering to possibly happen.
With me?
For other people. Other fathers. Or just in general.
2 things what?
That you could change, that you wish you could change.
2 things that I wish I could change. I didn't get the question.
So,
I don't understand the question.
So, okay. So, you know how fathers are treated, whether it comes from a mother that doesn't want a mother, or a system that always looks down on fathers that's doing something wrong.
Right.
What are 2 things about fathering that can make it better that you would like to change about the system, about, what fathers go through?
I think, based on my experience, I've had that experience. I think one of the situations that I think that I would, if I had the powers to change, I would change is the judging of males that step in front of a judge. When it comes to their father, I went in front of a judge to fight for my kids, for Javon once, and I was looked at as the villain when I was the one that was protecting my son while and that was the reason why I was fighting for him. So when I stepped in front of the judge, I automatically get painted with the same brush as the normalcy. Like, you know what I'm saying? He's just here to just not to pay child support.
Yeah.
And I mean, when I was there to not to get child support, but just to protect my son. So I think the system itself need to stop painting every father with the same brush, and deal with everybody individually. And as far as the mothers, I think in a lot of cases they should try their best to give the dads a chance if they're trying to do the right thing. You know what I mean? And not allow their anger or animosity towards that parent hinder the interaction with the child. So I wish those two things could be different.
Being that you had your dealings with going in and out of court for your kids, what was it that kept you going, despite the fact that you know that you weren't the one in the wrong?
Because my goal in life, like I said, ever since I was like 13, 14, like I told myself once I have my child, my children, whatever, I'm gonna do whatever it takes to be in their life. I didn't want my sons to experience nothing I ever experienced. Not to say that growing up in Jamaica was all bad. It taught me a lot. Taught me a lot of what not to do and how to do things different. And the fight that I fought in court about my kids was to keep that dream alive for me, to make sure he's all right.
Okay. What is your ultimate goal for your kids? I think you just answered it.
Ultimate goal for my kids?
Yeah.
For them to be successful, respectful, and great men. And daughters. I got three.
Me included.
No, I gotta add you three too. I got 6 daughters basically. I got 2 daughter nieces. And I got 3 stepdaughters, basically. But I father a lot of kids, naturally.
Okay. As a father, do you feel appreciated?
By my kids, yes. By my kids, yes, I do.
What ways do your kids make you feel appreciated? Jaden, number one, he always tell me he loves me. You know what I'm saying? He always can see when I'm stressed, and he approach me like that. I see that you look like you're stressed out, you need to relax or something like that. So I could tell that he noticed certain things. Javon is very grateful. I spoke to him like a couple of days ago, and I know he's not very outspoken, as outspoken as Jaden. But based on the conversation that me and him had, probably a week ago, I know that he appreciated everything that I did for him. And you, I know you love me. Yeah.
And them 2 girls, I know they love me.
Listen. What do you enjoy most about being a dad?
I was watching my kids grow, and just watching them grow, and kind of see some of the lessons that I've taught them over the years, like manifest itself in what they do, how they deal with people, how they deal with each other. You know what I mean? So yes, that I'm proud of that.
Okay. Can you give some words of advice to dads who know of a child that's theirs but don't show up or provide for them?
Word of advice. Better get the shit together, basically. But I mean, they're gonna regret it in the long run. I think they're gonna regret it. I just kind of found out about who my dad is, like a year ago, probably less than a year ago. And the unfortunate thing is someone that I know, someone that I grew up around. And word of advice to guys like that, like even if you even if you didn't know and you know there's a possibility and you can see that child, you may not see yourself in the child or whatever, but you know it's a possibility. You should still be decent as a person and to that kid. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he never dealt with me messed up or nothing like that.
Yeah.
But if he had an idea and he saw that I was growing up around in neighborhoods without a dad, without a father figure, he could have stepped up and be a little bit more than he was, just based on the just based on the possibility. You know what I mean? So for the dads that truly know and don't step up, I think it'd be a rude awakening. You know what I'm saying? It'd be a rude awakening.
I think of my kids like investments for myself, not in a selfish way, but the fact that life is like a full circle thing where this is my time to be an adult, that's their time to be children, but at a certain point, I'm going to become the child and they're going to become the adults, and I would want them to be in the best position to take care of me and their kids. And I think fathers that don't show up throughout the years of growth with their kids and want to show up later, they realize that they don't have anybody there, to take care of them or care about them, and they just realize that they wasted a lot of time too late. How has fatherhood made you a better person?
Fatherhood made me a better person. It made me a better person in the sense that I could. It's easy for me to reach out and help a kid. Like my son's friends, if they come, if they come, give them good advice.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because you have to father I think, as a parent, you have to try to father every child that comes in your path. Regardless if you have a father or not, if you see that child doing something that is out of pocket or you know what I'm saying, you take that opportunity to teach him something. Because maybe like certain kids not gonna know certain things around their parents, but they might slip up and do it around another parent.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So if you're gonna be hanging with my son, I'm gonna teach you some of my values. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it being a father makes me reach out to other kids. Not reach out, but if they cross my path, they give me an opportunity to teach them something. How to carry themselves, how to deal with people in general. You know what I mean? And then life is not always as you know what I'm saying, as hard as you may think it is as a kid. You know what I mean? You have different perspectives, different things to look at. You know what I mean? So I think being a dad give me those opportunities.
I always felt like you were already a dad before you were a dad. So, like, I can remember I must have been like 7 or 8, and you came by the house in Philly, and Mommy was outside, and me and Nathan was outside, and we was on like the stoop, and I think you had like juice or chips, and I asked you for some. And you didn't hesitate. You just gave it. Not because I brought you this for you, but I have it. I don't mind, giving it to you if that's something you want, because I can.
Yeah.
And it's not a big deal. And I feel like that is who you've always been before you had kids. So when I first found out you was having Javon, I felt like, damn. I was like, is this about to change him, or is this about to make him like really draw the line in the sand when it comes to any kid that feels like you're a father figure-ish to them, but it never did. It was kind of like, even though a child of yours biologically is added, nothing changed as far as like what you gave or access to. And my thing is like, most people, when you give so many people access to you and you're very giving, sometimes that eats away or it chips away at people to where they become hard at a certain age, or they become bitter because people don't always reciprocate that back.
Right.
And my thing for you is, still over the years, yes, you're in your 40s and I'm in my 30s, I haven't seen that change. What is it that keeps you still giving and still open and available for other people, even though you don't feel that reciprocated all the time?
Because this world that we're living in now, 2020, is even worse than worst years ever imagined, basically. But I always tell my kids, like my two stepdaughters, Deja and Nene, they'll go at it every once in a while. But I always explain to Nene, which is more of a kind of a selfish way about her, that when you accept someone in your life, the love doesn't divide, or the love doesn't cut in two. The love, as far as I'm concerned, multiplies.
Right.
So Deja should be looked at as your big sister, and I'm not going to cut what I was giving to you in two, divide it. The love that I have is the love that's multiplied. You know what I'm saying? So you're not gonna get less love now. You're gonna get more love. Yeah. And I always tell my kids that, all of them, all 6 of them. Like I said, I inherited 4 stepkids, basically, and I always teach them that, like, the love doesn't divide, the love multiply. The more people you add to your circle, the bigger the love is, and the more, you know what I'm saying, and you have kids going out in this world today, like you have to be decent with people in your path, you know what I'm saying, because you're not going to be there for your kid, you're not going to be able to be there for them every moment.
Yeah.
So the moment they leave out of your eyesight, you want to hope that someone you've been good to sees them in a position and just return that favor. And I'm saying, the person that I give stuff to may not be the person to help him, but even someone that see me being good to somebody else and know that's my child is going to, you know what I'm saying, he's going to reap the benefits regardless. That's my philosophy. You know, I mean, you be good come back to you. It may not come to you personally, but it come to your kids. And yeah, that's just my thing.
Okay. My last question for you is, who is your support or go-to when you need to decompress from everything?
Decompress.
Or do you decompress?
I work to decompress.
That's not
so I could have more to give.
That's not decompressing.
I vent to you. I vent to you sometimes. My other cousin Stacy in South Carolina, I went to her. Yeah, you're probably the only 2 people, and I just talk shit around the shop. That's all. So that's how I decompress when I'm going through certain things. So I vent to you, so you know all my stories.
Yeah, I always knew or felt that, you know, you would be like the measurement for, you know, is this particular man or male good enough, or are they deserving? And you will always tell me, you know, you will never find somebody as deserving or good enough, or they'll treat you how I treat you. Which I'm just like, are you saying that to tease me, or are you saying that as, this should be like your goal? But now it's kind of like, I just feel like there's a horrible batch of males that are within like my reach. So at this time, I'm just like comfortable not reaching or showing interest in. But I just always knew, like, I never searched for a male to be around to be, deserving or worthy of, how I feel about you as a father figure, as a man, as a provider, because I always just felt like I was going to be disappointed. So I always just I took pieces of people that I would meet that I liked. And then the thing that I didn't like, I just always knew that it had an expiration date on when I was going to deal with it or not. Right. So for you, I always knew that it was going to be hard for you to see whoever I was dealing with, because you would understand that, I can't dictate, who she talks to, but at the same time, I could be honest about what I don't like. Right. But with that being said, I just want you to know that I will never purposely put myself in a situation to be disrespected and stay, because I always hear you in the back of my head like, this nigga is not it. And then on top of having you, I always have like Ron in the back of my head, where Ron never like held back thoughts about somebody, and always like willing to call somebody out on their shit. Right. And that's because both of you were always so hardworking and giving to people, and always willing to help despite what you had or you didn't have. And I'm just very thankful that I have you and Ron to think about when it comes to how I move or how I deal with people, because I can't say that, my father taught me anything about that. I can say that my father was very blunt and didn't care about anybody's feelings when he did things or said things, but he didn't teach me anything about dealing with a man or a male. But I always get to view you and Ron, and I always get to view like all the don't do's to help me dictate and figure out my way. But I'm very grateful of that, and it gives me comfort to know that Javon and Jaden have you as a dad. I don't have to worry about that part. Yeah. But my comfort and my work, I feel that I owe to you, is to always be that motherly figure for them, because there's some things that they don't want to come to you about that they'll come to me about. Right. But at the same time, for me to build my relationship with my nephews is to keep some things between me and them, out of respect, because I don't ever want them to feel like they can't come to anybody that loves them, because they don't want nobody to know. Right. But you don't have to worry about anything life-threatening when it comes to them with me, because I always think about, if it was on the flip side, what would you do, for my kids or for me? So
I won't get them kidnapped like you did.
That is not true. That is not true. But yeah, but just thank you for just being different. Yeah. And I respect it. And that's it.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Please follow us. Follow us as in me. At Cozy Womb Pod on Twitter. Please follow the Facebook page at Cozy Womb Podcast. I need some feedback about these episodes. I've been doing episodes since 2018. I want to say March. And I feel like in 2018, it was a lot more feedback that I was getting from the episodes. And now I'm kind of really wondering, like, what do parents or soon-to-be parents or listeners need from, like, other parents? Or what do you want to know? Or what are you mostly curious about that you would like to be talked about, that's not talked about enough? And if I have an experience with it, I would love to share it. I'm really curious on what is it that I haven't shared, or I haven't done an episode. I feel like I've touched bases on most things. The only thing that I haven't touched base on purposely is women who have had miscarriages, because I've never experienced that. And I don't like to do episodes on things I haven't experienced, because I don't know what that's like. But if you guys would want to share any feedback, please check out the Cozy Womb Podcast Facebook page and the Twitter. DM me on IG at Cozy Womb Pod. I answer my DMs frequently. If there's any podcasters out there or anyone that's interested in any type of branding of their, product, I don't mind adding it into the show. If that's something you're interested in, just please email me at cozywombbmama@gmail.com. Hope you guys enjoy the show. Would love your feedback. If this is a show that you're interested in, please subscribe. And please leave a review on Apple Podcasts app. Thank you. Bye. Bye.
Bye.
What's so special about Hero Bread's soft, fluffy, and delicious breads, buns, and tortillas? These ultra-low net-carb baked goods contain zero sugar, fewer calories, and more protein than the leading brands, and are high in fiber to support gut health. Shop now at hero.co.